Yes, sir. We're back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no the guy. It's me, really real, a villain real. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. All right. Cash the lock. Dog never even fucking close at all. Dog was nowhere near close. Dear God. Oh my God. Did you guys see the Chicago Bulls attempt to play basketball last night? 21 point. Was it 29 or was it 21 or 20? No, it was 29. Okay, 29 points in the first half. I mean, I don't know what was more egregious of yesterday, the Chicago Bulls attempting to play basketball or this clown. And I say clown because you can't talk shit and not back it up. That's the thing. If you're going to talk shit, back it up. If you're going to constantly troll the city of Philadelphia, because I am perfectly fine with trolling the city of Philadelphia. If you're constantly going to talk shit to the fans about how they talk shit about you, you can't goddamn get the ball at the top of the key wide the fuck open and you're a three-point shooter and then you drive for the basket, you turn the ball over and lose the game. I mean, we had money on Joel Embiid. Said Joel Embiid was going to have a big game. He ended up getting hooked on his points prop because Joel Embiid doesn't want to attempt a three. And he tries to drive. I don't know. I thought I saw the play, and I thought I knew what he was going for, but I have no idea what he's going for. And honestly, this is real time. You guys seeing that I'm completely out on Joel Embiid. Like, I'm just out on him. I'm good. I'm really out on him. All right, I got the nerd Lonte Smith here with me. Lonte, what is going on?
Not much, man. Not much. Looking forward to the slate. Looking forward to this break, actually, in the action. So, yeah, hopefully we can get some winners here.
Oh, dude, it's All-Star Weekend when you got 15 games on a slate here. We're going to try to break it down best we can here. All right, we don't have a lot of time. We got a whole bunch of games to get through. The chat is lit and the chat is rolling. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you give us a like really quick. And if you're not subscribed already, give us a subscribe over there at the NBA Gambling Podcast. Appreciate that. Let's get to the first game of the slate, Lonte, because I think that this is insane. I want your take on it. We've got the Charlotte Hornets here on the road going to play the Orlando Magic. You remember the old Orlando Magic theme song? Scott said it one day on the show, and it's been stuck in my head ever since. Orlando Magic. It's like super duper old song. But we got the Orlando Magic here. They are laying 12.5 points here, Lonte. 12.5. But the total is at 202. Jesus Christ. What does that put their team totals at, man? First of all, this line grew from 10.5. I saw that 10.5 is now sitting there at 12.5. But I mean, what team total for the Charlotte Hornets today being 12.5 point dogs with a 202 total is 94.5, Lonte. 94.5.
Yeah. No Melo, man. That'll do it to you. But I
think, man. Injury report here. I got you. Injury report here. Very, very unlikely to play. LaMelo Ball. No Mark Williams playing in this game either. Isaiah Wong is probable with a foot injury. You got Diabite, who is questionable with an eye injury for the Hornets. And then on the Magic side of ball, full strength, but you got Jalen Suggs doubtful. So expect him to be out for this game. All right, Lonte, I'll let you get to it here. I mean, are you laying 12.5? This Magic team has been horrible, by the way. Yeah. I just want to point that out before you say it. This Magic team has been fucking horrible.
Yeah, they have. I can't do it, to be honest. And it's been a two-man show pretty much since Paolo and Franz both came back. They had 95% of the offense the last game, I want to say, 51 attempts combined versus Atlanta, and they barely, they blew that game. So I like the under. I liked it better at the open. It opened 206.5, I think. I liked it better there, but I still think that one of these teams struggles, and most likely it will be Charlotte, struggles to get to 100. If you look at the previous meetings, Orlando won and covered both. Paolo did not play. Melo had 77 points combined in those two games, and obviously that offense is not here. So I do think that Charlotte can keep it close. I mean, They're 7-3 ATS the last 10, despite losing 8 of their last 9. You talked about Orlando's struggles, 3-7 straight up last 10, 2-8 ATS, 29th in pace. So they're not going to push a lot of pace. Charlotte's defense, I think, is good enough to kind of keep them within that game. Both teams top 15 defensive rated. I still like the under. I'm going with Charlotte. When Charlotte is a dog, their games go under in 69% of the time. So I think the under is still. I think both teams struggle to get to 100. I think we maybe see a 95, 89 type of game.
Yeah, man. I'm with you on the under there. I can't see a lot of scoring in this game. We saw more players played in that last game they played in, and it was 95-84. Like, but there's no fucking way I lay 12.5 points with this Orlando Magic team. I mean, they've been horrible. They've not covered 4 of their last 5 games. There was one point in time where the Orlando Magic were one of the best covering teams in the league. They're currently 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. Charlotte is 6-3-1, despite all the. You had Mark Williams, who wasn't a Hornet, now he's a Hornet again. You had LaMelo, who wasn't hurt, now he hurt again. You had all of this other stuff going for the Charlotte Hornets. Dalton Connect was sitting on the bench for a game. Like, you had all this turmoil going on with the Charlotte Hornets, and they've still covered 6 of their last 10 games. I can't possibly lay 12.5 here with Charlotte. I mean, with the Atlanta Magic. Give me Charlotte plus 12.5. All right, let's get into next game up because we are not wasting time with that. Oh, Orlando's so lucky they got off to a hot start of the season. I would have played a drop for them, but they really suck right now. All right. Indiana Pacers on the road going to play the Washington Wizards. Pacers coming on a back-to-back where they lost to my New York Knicks. 241.5 is the total here. Injury report for this game, and we'll see what's up with the Pacers. Miles Turner didn't play yesterday, so possibly we could see him today. We'll see. No Chris Middleton here today. No Marcus Smart. No Anthony Gill. And Alex Sarr is questionable with that ankle injury to play for this one. I think he's missed the last 8 games too. All right. Back-to-back with Indiana, laying 10 on the road. What you doing, Lonte?
Yeah, another ugly dog here, man. I like Washington. Indiana off the back-to-back, like you mentioned, 5th road game in the last 6. In those 5 road games, 1-4 ATS and 2-3 straight up. They maybe shoot a little better here. They only shot 29% from deep last night versus the Knicks, but I think the Knicks are a really good 3-point defense. Credit Tibbs to that. Washington not that good defensively or not that good at anything, but they've been competitive.
Not that good at anything.
They've been competitive, man. They've covered 6 of the last 10. They've been competitive in a lot of those games. I think that if you look at the scores, that's not indicative of how hard they played. I think they fought tooth and nail against the Spurs, and there was another team in there that they fought really hard against. Cleveland. They had Cleveland on the ropes late, and they kind of just let go of the rope. Didn't have enough. So after winning 3 in a row, they've lost 3 straight, but they've covered 2, which is what we care about. Offense has picked up in February, averaging 117.3 points per game. This is their 4th straight home game. Man, I think the Washington might be live to win this outright as well. So, yeah, I'll take Washington with the points.
They have been playing better. It's crazy. I'll at least give them that. Covered 4 of the last 5 games. You kept it. It's just the fact that, these numbers have been large. You covered the game against the Spurs. You lost by 10, but you covered because it was an 11-point spread. You covered the game against the Cavs. You lost by 10, but it was a 17.5-point spread. So you covered. I mean, it seems like 10 was a very good number that they put there. I'm really nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm with you the same way. I'll take Wizards plus 10 here, but I'm rather nervous about this one. And it's really because of the level of defense. And when you have a team that plays this bad of defense against the Indiana Pacers, the Pacers will run the score up and let them score all day because they know they're getting to 130, 140. It's all right, try to get to 120 to beat us. And that's the only thing I'm really, really concerned about. What if this is a 134 to 120 at the end of the game? I could see something completely like that, and that really pissed me off on the spread. So, yeah, I'll take Wizards plus 10 just because I don't really like Tyrese Haliburton, Indiana like that. But Over is for sure to play. Over has been over in 7 of the last 10 games for Indiana, 6 of the last 10 for Washington. And you also have Wizards at home have been pretty good to the over very recently as well. So last 5 games has been 4-1 to the over for the Washington Wizards. So yeah, I like it here. I'm with you. Let's go ahead and back the over for that game. That's my better play. And we're both on Washington. All right. Let's see here. We got the football's over, but the NASCAR Gambling Podcast is back. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Daytona. Sign up today for free, and you can get into their Daytona 500 contest and be entered for a chance to win $100 in cold hard cash. And by cold hard cash, we mean probably electric deposit, but that's still cold hard cash. And we got SGPN gift card, $100 SGPN gift card, and a whole bunch of bonus random prizes. So like, just go lock in to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Daytona 500. All right. Let's see here. 165 is crazy. Let's see here. Let's get to the next game on the docket here, Lonte. Moving along. All right. Defending champs, Boston Celtics at home, welcoming Victor Wembanyama. You got De'Aaron Fox, my guy Devin Vassell, Chris Paul coming into town with the San Antonio Spurs. Line opened up at 9.5. Lonte is down to 8.5. 233.5 is the total in this one. Injury report. And we got Charles Bassey out for the Spurs. Jaylen Brown is questionable with the knee injury. He was also on Jimmy Fallon last night. I'll admit, I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Jimmy Fallon. No, seriously. Because I was looking at the clip, and I was like, oh, Jaylen. And I'm like, man, have I ever sat down and just watched Jimmy Fallon? And I'm like, no, I'm just seeing clips. I've never sat down and watched Jimmy Fallon. Let me know if it's like actually worth like sitting down and watching. But I've just never like late night talk show television. It's not my thing. All right. Nonetheless, he was on Jimmy Fallon last night, and he's questionable for the game today. So priorities are a little mixed up. Drew Holiday is out, and Torrey Craig is a questionable to play in this game. All right, Lonte, sitting here plus 8.5 with the Spurs. You know what I'm doing? Like, it's clear what I'm doing, but what are you doing?
Yeah, I like Boston, but I kind of want to wait to see if Jalen's in. I think this line is probably like halfway with him in, halfway with him out. Last time Boston was at home, they were embarrassed by Dallas. So I think it's a nice spot, nice matchup for them. They've not fared well at home at all. 3 of the last 4 they've lost straight up. Players in and out of the lineup over the last week or so, with Drew, KP, even Tatum, I think missed a game here and there. But they've won 4 of the last 5. They've covered 3. The Spurs, I wanted to buy in on the Spurs. I like what they're projecting to be, but they just they haven't put together a full game. They played well in pockets. They played well versus Atlanta in the first half. They played well in that comeback versus the Hornets. Fox just let the ball go a little bit late, but they're 4-6 ATS last 10. This is their 6th straight road game. 3 of the last 4 have been 1-point games, so they're playing teams close. But again, these are teams like Charlotte. They play close. Atlanta, they play close. So I don't really trust them to put together a full game here against a team like Boston, who's going to be at home trying to avenge some of that bad juju that they had versus Dallas. And if you look at the Spurs versus good teams over the last month and a half, they've lost to Memphis by 19, 29, and 14. They lost to the Clippers by 17. They lost to Indiana by 38. They also beat Indiana as well by 30. And they lost to Denver by 11. So they haven't fared well against some of the top teams. So I'm going to lay the number here. I want to wait to get a better number, but just for the show's sake, I'll lay the 8.5.
Yeah, so this is why I disagree, because I'm noticing you made a very good point. The Spurs have been getting dogged by good teams, which is fine. If you want to call the Spurs a bad team, you can do that. But I would just like to let you know that the Boston Celtics lost outright to a Dallas Mavericks team that had nobody. And they were catching 12 points. They were laying 12 points at home. I would also like to let you know that they pretty much went to death with Philadelphia, who also had nobody. And they were a 12-point favorite in that one. We could go. They had to win a buzzer beater against the Pelicans. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Boston doesn't get up for this game. They only get up for teams that they respect, and they don't respect this Spurs team. They see Victor Wembanyama and like, you're cool, but like, you guys are upstarts. We're not. And bro, I just talked about it. I led in with this. Jaylen Brown was on Jimmy Fallon last night. You have a game today. No, he was talking about Bill Nye the Science Guy. That's the clip that I saw. I can't trust this Celtics team. There's no way you can trust this Celtics team. Give me the Spurs plus 8.5 and sprinkle on the money line. Victor Wembanyama and Devin Vassell. And this is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to keep it close the whole game. Maybe Boston gets out to a double-digit lead, something like that. But then they just let them hang around. And then here goes De'Aaron Fox, gets his moment. He gets his moment in the fourth quarter of this one. I'm taking the Spurs plus 8.5, sprinkling on the money line. There's no way I'm trusting this Boston team with laying this for the All-Star break. No way. All right. Let's see here. Before we get to the next game on the slate, got to talk to you about Edge Boost. SGPN has partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier sports betting Visa debit card. You can absolutely use it for all of your needs. You can, avoid the hassle of having your card decline at the sportsbook. Maybe you don't even want your personal card information with the sportsbook or the DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, casino, whatever it is. Okay, fine. Then you can earn up to $750 per month in cash back rewards for using your Edge Boost card. It's FDIC insured. You have no credit checks, and it's completely free. So sign up today and use promo code SGPN so you can get better cash back rewards and an instant tier 2 status. So I'm using my Edge Boost rewards on Spurs plus 8.5. And I'm going to actually play Victor Wembanyama as well, because you guys know my little philosophy. Back the centers against the Celtics. I think Wemby's going to have a big game as well. So, yeah, I'm locking in on this Celtics and Spurs game. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet every sport, props included, and they have live dealer casino. MyBookie accepts tons of customers from all different locations. So go over there, log into MyBookie, create an account, use that promo code SGP for 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. I'm probably going to go bet Spurs over there on MyBookie as well, because I'm so locked in on the Spurs today. I think this is the letdown for the Celtics. All right. Let's see here. Great question. Great question. They might have to do that on Friday. They might have to do that one on Friday, Jake. But I'm locking. And the unders were horrible last year, Jake. That means we get it all back this year for sure. All right, let's get on. Next game on the slate, we got the Philadelphia 76ers on the road going to play the Brooklyn Nets. Sixers laying 3. 211.5 is the total. Fucking terrible game. Joel Embiid said he doesn't know if he's going to play today. I can just go ahead and tell you Joel Embiid is not playing on a back-to-back today. Let's just go ahead and get up ahead. I don't know why he continues to play that game. He's not playing on the back-to-back. We'll see what's up. Probably no Kyle Lowry in this one. Probably no Eric Gordon either, for real. But we'll see. Wait on the injury report for the 76ers. We've got Cam Thomas out, Noah Clowney out, Bogdanovich out. Nick Claxton is questionable for this game. Nets catching 3 at home. Lonte.
Love the Nets here, man. Love the Nets in the spot. Another injury that is not going to show up on the injury report that was talked about by Nick Nurse is that Tyrese Maxey. He said he thinks Tyrese Maxey has an injury that he's not telling anybody about, which is kind of explains why he had a season low 5 points.
Where did you hear that at?
I read it actually.
Wow.
Yeah, Nick Nurse was talking about it on NBA.com after the game last night. Wow. He was saying that Tyrese Maxey he think he had an injury. He said he hoped
Why would he say that?
Yes, no idea, but
I feel like I don't know. Why would your coach, if you a coach and you know your player is hiding an injury, one, that's against like some designation protocol, whatever. Like you can get fined for that. 2, then teams are privy to what's going on. Why would you? I feel like he
gamesmanship.
Yeah, I think he trying to play us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Those are his words. Those are his exact words.
Interesting.
Maxey didn't really comment on it, but I mean, he scored 30 plus in 8 of 10. He had season low 5 points last night. So, I mean, kind of unsure. But again, I mean, even though I still like Brooklyn, I don't think that Brooklyn's been playing really good, man. 1 and covered 4 of the last 5. This is their 5th straight home game. They're 5-1 straight up in their last 6. They play teams well, man. Like Philadelphia has 1 and covered 4 straight versus Brooklyn. So I think Brooklyn had this one circled. Trendon Watford talked about how they had this one circled and how they were exceeding odds maker expectations. So he talked about that. Give a shout out to the experts. In his
Did he say that for real?
Yeah, shout out to the experts. Yeah, he did.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but
wow,
I like
that presser sound like it was a good one. Holy shit.
Yeah. So I mean, Brooklyn's under in 9 of the last 10. I like the under as well. 16 of 25 when they're at home is under. They've held their 4 of the last 5 opponents under 100, last 2 under 90. Without Embiid, hobbled Maxey if he's hobbled. I mean, don't trust Paul George. If you look at Philly, 4 losses in a row, failed to cover in 5 straight. 1 and 6 last 7, 6 and 14 last 20. That's straight up. The 7 and 14 as a favorite. I think Brooklyn might run them out here. So I like Brooklyn pretty big in this game. I'll take the +3 money line and the under.
Okay, so the 2 back-to-back wins against Houston were very impressive. I don't know, man. That loss to the Wizards is really staring at me. And I get but what if they're just not built to beat this Philadelphia team? Like, Matt, you have to stop Maxey. I'm not believing this bullshit about Maxey injury. I'm not. Because why would you say that? Like, I would, like, if I do that, I'm like, oh, what's one thing I'm not gonna say to the media? Oh, my star player has an injury that I think he's lying to me about. Why? There's no way I'm saying that. I think that's gamemanship. And it would only be right for Philadelphia to win this game and cover after Joel Embiid did that fuck shit yesterday. So I'm taking Philadelphia. I understand the reasoning, and I really, really wanted you to sell me, and you were very, very close to selling me on the Nets. And if somebody bet the Nets because of what you said, you had a great breakdown, and it's amazing. But I'm sorry, Joel Embiid was on some fuck shit, and I know he's not playing today, so they're probably going to win. I'll take the 76ers +3. Very, very close to getting me to switch to Nets.
I got the exact quote from Nick Nurse. So he says, I don't really want to speculate too much before I talk to him. Nurse said, I have a feeling that there's something. I hope not, but I think there might be something physically bothering him. So I just want to check on that. He's talking about Maxey. Those are his exact quotes.
How'd you say that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, like, that's something that I'm thinking. Like, he literally said what he was thinking. He has, like, literally said what he was thinking. The 1 for 9 was really crazy, though. I will admit that. But watch, I just know, if I know the NBA, and how the NBA is, he went 1 for 9 last night, 1 for 7 from 3. You have that talk about Nick Nurse and Maxey. And then he's going to come out today and have a fucking awesome game. That's what happens. I'm almost positive that's how this plays out. Almost positive. Yeah, I'm sticking with Philadelphia here. I think they got the Grimes is actually a very, very underrated, really good ad for Philadelphia. For a team that really doesn't have shit going right now. Pretty good ad, bring it in Grimes. All right. Let's see here. Let's lock in. Next one, we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers laying 14.5 on the road. In Toronto, 235 is the total. Injury report here. Raptors coming off of a win against Nick Nurse and that Philadelphia 76ers team on the road. So we'll see about the injury report. Jakob Poeltl and RJ Barrett did not play yesterday. Probably a good chance that they're not going to play today. I don't know why you bring them back right before the All-Star break, but yeah, pretty good chance they're not going to play today. And then we've got Max Strus, who is a questionable with an ankle injury in this one. We've got Ty Jerome, who is questionable with a calf injury. Isaac Okoro is out. Dean Wade is out. All right. Very, very simple here. I hope that you're with me going chalk, but this is a clear letdown spot for the Toronto Raptors after playing the 76ers. Nick Nurse last night, getting the dub on the road, coming back home, and now they're running into an actual good team, a buzzsaw in this Cleveland Cavaliers team. They have no size in the front court at all, and now they got to go up against Jared Allen and Evan Mobley for the whole game. I don't think that the Raptors have a shot in hell of keeping this within 15 points. So, yeah, I'm laying this with Cleveland. I'm laying a big number, and I'm not scared about it at all. I'm actually considering locking this.
Yeah, man. I mean, pretty much hit on everything that I was going to hit on. Yeah, I would take alternate numbers. I would think Cleveland can win by 20 plus here. It's a good spot, great spot, actually. Despite playing, on the road, this is a great spot for them. I mean, Toronto is the one who's got to travel off of back-to-back from Philly. You mentioned the energy exerted in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, they just don't have the profile to beat Cleveland or to compete. I mean, to beat Cleveland, you got to be able to knock down threes. You got Mobley, Allen on the inside. You got, DeAndre Hunter kind of getting acclimated to what they're doing.
Dog, they strapped the Timberwolves up
Right.
in that game, man.
Right. So, I mean, you got to be able to make threes if you want to beat Cleveland. Toronto's 29th in 3-point makes per game, 23rd in 3-point percentage. They can't do it. They failed to cover their last 3 at home, despite having a really good ATS record. I mean, Cleveland's 15-9 ATS on the road. I think they bury them. I don't think it's close. I would lay like 20 on Cleveland.
The only thing I'm concerned about getting that high is that you start pulling guys and, they don't really care at the end. That's literally the only, if I had any negative thing about this spread is that we get to the end of the game and they don't care and they start letting guys do whatever. And, so maybe even a Cleveland first half play like that might even be a really good play. Cause I really don't think that they're Toronto doesn't have anything going for them. Cleveland's currently laying 9 in the first half. You want to avoid that late game shenanigans stuff. I think laying 9 with Cleveland in the first half. I can 100% see them being up 10 at halftime for sure. All right. Let's see. Before we get to the next game, let's talk about Underdog Fantasy, NBA, NHL, college basketball, NASCAR, even MMA, all of that. Whatever your sport is, you can go cash in big with Underdog Fantasy. We'll drop an Underdog pick'em lineup at the end of the show, but we love to get down on some fantasy projections with Underdog Fantasy, and you can do it too. You can get a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash using that promo code NBA SGPN. That is UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code NBA SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide sports bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in just seconds. Doesn't take long at all. Lock into Rhythm. Get your NFL picks, your NFL props, college basketball, NBA, all of that. So claim your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get your 7-day free trial. It's free. Why not do it? Yeah, Brandon Ingram did get paid. Forgot about that. He also hasn't played for them yet. All right, here we are. The Atlanta Hawks traveling to the Mecca of basketball. Yes, it's still the Mecca of basketball. Duh. New York City to play the New York Knicks. Knicks on a back-to-back. Laying 8, 241 is the total. Injury report here for we got Trae Young, who is for the Hawks. We got Trae Young, who is click, probable with an Achilles. We've got Larry Nance, who is out. And for the New York Knicks, Brunson left that game a little early yesterday. He didn't look good either. And what was it? Who else got hurt in that game? Was it Cat? I think it was Cat too.
Was he just in foul trouble or did he get injured? Brunson.
I thought he got banged. I thought he got banged up. I thought he and Cat got a little banged up in that one.
Okay.
I don't think it's anything that's going to stop them. I don't think it's anything that's going to stop them from playing. But I think that was a really physical game last night for. And Brunson also was in foul trouble, but he didn't shoot the ball well at all and could never really get into a rhythm. Somehow the Knicks cruised in that game though. Didn't really feel any. I had Knicks laying 2.5, and I didn't feel like either one of them. I was ever afraid of the Pacers winning the game. However, this is different because one, I have no idea why they have the Knicks playing the Pacers and the Hawks next to each other. Two teams that just swear they're the Knicks ops. However, this is the Atlanta Hawks, and the Hawks swear they're the Knicks ops, and they're in New York. And guess what New Yorkers do? They make fun of Trae Young. And what happens when you make fun of Trae Young? He goes out there and has a fucking awesome game. It's really annoying. Give me the Hawks +8. What are you doing?
Yeah, I like the Hawks here too. I've been staying away from Hawks games as of late, but I mean they've been really good. I just couldn't figure them out early on. They're 8-2 ATS last 10. They've covered 6 in a row, mostly all against above average teams. So they're not beating up on the dregs, like the Washingtons and the Utah Jazz or anybody like that. They're 21-13 ATS as a dog, 4-1 straight up since their 8-game losing streak. They got to knock down some threes though. The Knicks 3-point defense can be a little leaky at times. And if you look at the Knicks, when do you think the last time the Knicks covered a home game?
I feel like it's going to be something absurd when you say it.
December 7th. 0-6-1 ATS last.
No fucking way.
0-6-1 last 7 at home. Probably 0-7 depending on where you grade the close. But the last cover was against Charlotte, December 7th. Last home cover.
Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, Atlanta, they're banged up as well, especially on the interior. So I mean, you can look at some cat stuff coming off that big game. They're 27th in field goal percentage defense, and New York is 3rd in field goal percentage offense. So that's kind of scaring me a little bit. They just give the ball to Cat inside and he kind of dominates. So I think 8.5 is a little bit too rich. I mean, two of the last 3 meetings this year were won by Atlanta. 2 of those in New York. Similar numbers. There were 7, 8, and 7.5. So this is right on par. Off of back-to-back with travel. And you mentioned Brunson being banged up. So yeah, I think the Hawks can hang here. I mean, New York is 8-7 straight up since 21-22 versus Atlanta. So they're playing pretty tough. I'll take the Hawks.
Over. Give him. You got Cat, Brunson. Trae Young probably going to have a big game as well. If I had to go for an additional piece, I think probably Bridges probably has another big game here. I think we see a lot of scoring. We saw the Knicks put up 128 last night. I think that rolls over into today as well. So a lot of points. I expect everybody to be scoring. And the Hawks have punted defense, completely punted defense. So I like the over in this one. All right. What else we got here left on the slate? The Sacramento Kings are on the road going to play the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans catching 5.5 at home. 238.5 is total injury report here. And we got for the Pelicans, CJ McCollum is questionable. Personal reasons for this one. Brandon Boston, Kelly Olynyk out. And no injury report for the Sacramento Kings, Lonte. 2 teams that I want nothing to do with, not gonna lie.
Yeah, did you happen to watch the game that they played was it a few days ago?
Dallas?
No, these two against each other. They played I think a few days ago, if I'm not mistaken, Kings and Pelicans. So it started off, it was a wild game. Pelicans started off 29-9 run. And then they just collapsed. If you look at the box score, Zion, CJ, and Trey scored 91 of the Pelicans' points. They lost 124 to 118, and Sacramento was laying 8. So the Pelicans outscored them in 3 of the 4 quarters. The only quarter they didn't outscore them, Sacramento was plus 23 in the 3rd quarter. I don't want anything to do with either of these teams as well, so I'm with you there. Sacramento 2-8 ATS last 10. New Orleans, I mean, Jesus, I don't know what you do with New Orleans or this roster. They're 29th in defensive rating. They lost 9 in a row straight up. They're 2-8 ATS last 10.
Both of them are 2-8. Both of them are 2-8 ATS last 10. These teams are horrible.
Yeah. So I'm just going to take the Sacramento team total over 121. Pelicans 124 or higher allowed in 4 straight. Sacramento put 123 on them last week, despite shooting 27% from 3. So I think they get a little bit of positive regression here, score 125 or more. So I like Sacramento team total over.
Yeah, just give me the over for the game. Over for the game. I'll take Pelicans plus the points because in my head, this is a toilet bowl game because I hate Sacramento. I don't think they're good. And clearly they haven't been good. They haven't been covering the number recently. I don't trust this team. I don't trust a team that doesn't play defense laying points on the road. Like that's really, I don't trust a team that doesn't play defense laying points on the road. That doesn't feel good as a bet for me. So Yeah, give me New Orleans +5, but nowhere am I betting that. I'll probably get down on that over, though. All right. What's next here? The Oklahoma City Thunder are at home welcoming the Miami Heat to town. Oh, boy. 14.5. OKC is laying 14.5. How many times do we get to see this? We don't get to see this a lot from Miami. 14.5. I mean, the whole team's got to be out, right? All right. We got Tyler Hero, who's questionable for this game with an illness. We got Amy Akes, who is questionable with an illness as well. Oh, man, the sick report's going crazy. Kevin Love is out. Personal reasons. I don't think that really matters.
Yeah, he's posting Instagram videos.
Yeah, like, and so we've got Cason Wallace out for Oklahoma City with a shoulder injury still. We got Ajay Mitchell, who is out with the toe injury, and we got Chet Holmgren, who is out of this game, and it's just rest for Chet. So, all right. I got to figure out when what Miami's done getting this amount of points. What are you doing here with Miami?
Yeah, so I pretty much say this on every OKC game. I'm not in the business of fading them. I don't care what number they're laying. I might not back them, but I can't fade them, especially with Miami. If Hero's out, that's tough. And I think this line is pretty much indicating that he's more likely to not play than he is. They're 3-7 ATS last 10, 11-17 ATS on the road. If you look at what OKC has been doing, 3-1 ATS when laying double digits this month. The last 5 victories, 36-13, 17-31, and 29. I mean, I'm going to take the Miami team total under 102.5. They failed to get to 90 in back-to-back games. OKC's allowed under 110 in 4 of the last 5, and those were against way better offensively driven teams. They held Miami to 97 in a December matchup. I don't think Miami can get to 100 here. I think OKC wins 117-97.
Since 2021, the Miami Heat have been underdogs of 10 or more points only 5 times. 5 times, believe it or not. That's crazy. 4 of those times were to the Boston Celtics. They won one of those games against the Celtics outright. They won a game against the Bucks as they were catching 13 outright. The other games were losses and they didn't even cover. So they're 2-3. But they have 2 outright wins, which makes you profitable. Dog, I can't go against the system, man. I mean, I love OKC too. I really do. But come on, man. We take Miami as a dog, and this is a lot of points. And we don't ever see this in a Western Conference team laying this many points against Miami. And I understand Miami has a lot going on right now. I'm probably waiting and make sure that Hero and Jaime Jaquez are playing because that's really the only way that I could see they keep into this game. And this is one of those kind of like a little bit of the Cleveland Cavaliers and Toronto Raptors game where if you're afraid of a non-cover here is literally just because you're thinking at the end of the game they're on BS. But you got OKC who's missing a couple of really good role pieces. So if they do start pulling starters, I think that Miami actually can come in here and backdoor this. So I don't know. You don't ever see Miami catching 14.5 points. So I'll take it. I don't care. But SGA is probably going to go crazy. Nobody can stop SGA. By the way, I don't know if you're tapped into the Unrivaled one-on-one basketball league, but it's a 3-on-3 basketball league, but they're having a 1v1 tournament. Very much proving why the NBA will never do this because Aaliyah Edwards, she was a rookie last year, second-year player coming up this year, knocked out Stewie in the first round, blanked her, didn't even let her get one.
12-0.
Yeah,
right?
didn't even let her get one. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. That's why NBA players don't want to do it because Cam Thomas gonna come into that joint. Hey, Cam Thomas gonna be in that joint killing them, and they gonna be sick. Cam Thomas will be in that joint killing everybody, yo. Oh man, there's way too much pride. They would be pissed to get embarrassed like that on TV, especially saying you're one of the best players in the league.
Yep.
All right, let's lock in. We've got Minnesota at home, welcoming the Milwaukee Bucks. Minnesota's laying 8-223.5 is the total. Let's see here. Injury report for the Minnesota Timberwolves. We got Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, Justin Edwards, all still out. Anthony Edwards is questionable with the hip injury. We got Mike Conley, who is questionable with the finger injury. And then for the Bucks, Giannis is out. He's going to be out past the All-Star break. We've got Damian Lillard, who has been downgraded to questionable. He was previously probable, and now he's questionable for this game. So, and I think the 8 is saying that Dame is not going to play in this game, Lonte. So I probably should get ready for that. Pat Connaughton is probable. All right, so let's handicap it like this. Let's say Dame doesn't play, because I think we both agree if Dame plays, probably on on the Bucks here. I can't lay that number with Minnesota. And only person is scoring consistently is Anthony Edwards. But now if we lose Dame, the scoring on the Bucks side goes down tremendously as well. So what are you doing here? Bucks versus Minnesota, potentially no Dame Lillard, no Giannis, no Randall.
Yeah, I'll save you some time. I really want to stay away from this game at all costs because of what you just too much uncertainty. I mean, Milwaukee's alternating losses and wins over the last few games have been pretty inconsistent. Minnesota, I don't really trust. They do turn the ball over a ton. I can see an over here. Both teams top 3 in 3-point percentage. Milwaukee's allowed 125 plus in 3 of their last 5. So defense is slipping a little bit. Doc talked about that as well. Talked about some tired legs. They're also over in 6 of 10. Minnesota over in 7 of 10. They usually play towards the over at home. That's the only way I could look, thinking it could be kind of the AAU style game. But I just don't trust either team to lay or take points with. So hard pass for me.
Wait, did you say the over?
Yeah, I would go to the over.
Oh, no way, dude. No way. I'm sorry. I wholeheartedly disagree with that one.
Well, I mean, that's just, I'm just saying if I had to play anything, I would play over, but I don't. It's not that strong.
Yeah, but I just think all the scoring is going to be out of this game. Like, it's so many injuries on both sides that I wouldn't be surprised if they just if Minnesota says, you know what, fuck it, Ant, you don't got to go play. Like, just go get ready for the All-Star game. And I think Ant is probably going out there playing just because he wants to go play in the All-Star game. But like, bro, I could see them saying like, nah, Ant, you good, bro. You don't need. I think the scoring is down in this one. I think this is more of a defensive matchup. They both coaches coach their teams up and saying, hey, I know we're missing a lot of our top scorers in this one. They're missing their top guys too. Let's go in there and let's have a lockdown defensive game and not let any of these auxiliary pieces get going or anything like that. I like the under. I think the under is a smooth little play here. Yeah, give me the Bucks. Whatever. Not betting that one. All right. Dang, we still got a bunch of games to go. Let's lock in, Lonte. You got the Detroit Pistons and the Chicago Bulls playing yet again. Detroit's laying 6.5 this time. 236.5 is the total. I mean, good if you want to bet Chicago, because I admit Chicago has to have a better showing than what they did yesterday. Like, absolutely have to. It's painfully hard to be as bad as they were yesterday. If you would like to put a bet on Chicago, I don't blame you. I'm probably not going to bet this game at all. Give me Detroit. But if you sit here and you tell me that Chicago has this great game and they come back and they look like a different team than yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'll just keep it short and sweet, man. I like Detroit's team total over 121.5.
And nobody touches Chicago after that game.
I mean, they scored 132 and 127.
Yo, it was so bad. Like, it was such a lopsided game. Like, completely lopsided from start to finish.
Yeah. So I mean, if they have any pride, they'll come back and play. But I mean, I missed the good Detroit number. I would have laid it. I just think it's a bad matchup. I think it's a bad matchup for them.
It's horrible.
Yeah, but I like Detroit's team total over.
Jesus Christ. That was a horrible game. All right. We got the Houston Rockets at home welcoming the Phoenix Suns. Suns off a back-to-back, KD 30K. Rockets laying 6.5 here. 225 is the total. Injury report here. Can't give you nothing for the Suns, but I could tell you that the Rockets got Alperen Sengun, who is questionable for the game. He's got a back injury. They said he's making progress, but he's still questionable. We've got no Fred VanVleet, of course. No Jabari Smith, of course. All right. Did you know? I was doing something on my other show, but on back-to-backs, The Suns' opponent's team total has gone over in 8 of their 10 back-to-backs. Whenever the Suns have a rest disadvantage versus another team, the opponent's team total is 14-1 this season.
That's a good stat.
Horrible defensive team in the Phoenix Suns. I say all that to say, yeah, Rockets team total over fast break bets over there at Betting Pros. Make sure you lock in. Appreciate you, Daquan. So I'm making this short and sweet because I'm completely out on the Phoenix Suns, especially coming off a back-to-back here. I think that if they make a run, it comes after the All-Star break, and maybe they lock in and they go on this winning streak or that after the All-Star break. But as of right now, I think Houston is too good defensively. I think Houston is going to be able to score because the Suns actually play zero defense at all. So it's very, very easy for me. And this might be in lock category as well. But I faded the Suns yesterday and I hit my lock. I'm very, very tempted to do it again because this team is really, really bad. Give me Houston. Laying 6.5. I like Houston team total over. I like the game to go over. And again, really, really mad that I have to fade the Suns like this after how I was on them to begin the season. But no, they fuck us up.
Yeah, I like Houston. You talked about the defensive intensity of Houston. They've been slipping. Ime talked about that, about the communication and guys just not being as locked in as they were early in the season. So I think it's a good spot for them to kind of get back on track. And I mean, off of back-to-back, you get a Phoenix team who is pretty much just, Booker and KD or nothing. So you got to continue to fade Phoenix. I mean, they're 18, 34-1 ATS, 10-16 ATS on the road, 6-14 ATS as a dog. So they can't even cover as dogs. Houston, they've not covered in 4 straight, and they had lost 6 straight prior to that win against Toronto, which they probably kind of got away with one. But I think it's a good spot for them. I love the wings that they're going to be able to put in front of Phoenix, because Phoenix doesn't have any athleticism on the wing. And this is my best bet in the game is Amin Thompson, rebounds and assists over 14.5. I mean, Sengun, this number is probably – Sengun is probably out. This number indicates that. Van Vliet out. More ball handling and initiating for Phoenix, no athleticism on the perimeter to kind of keep him from attacking and dishing or getting to the paint, grabbing rebounds. If you look at his last 6 games at home, he's over in 5 of those. In certain spots where Sengun's been out, his rebounding has been intensified. When Fred Van Vliet's out, they use him as a ball handler more. So I think he soars over this. I think he could have, triple-double potential here as well. So that's my best bet in the game. But I do like Houston in the game with you as well.
All right. Portland Trailblazers are on the road playing the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets are laying 11.5 here. 232.5 is total. Now, this is a back-to-back game set. They played in Denver, and Portland got ran through took into the back of the shed and just bang. 146-117 in that game. Portland's actually coming off back-to-back losses after that amazing heater that they were on. Yeah, I'm not fading Portland in the back-to-back game set. And what if the heater isn't over and this was just a little bump in the road and they keep it going? This is a lot of points. Let's say Portland keeps this close second time around. I'll take Portland.
Yeah, they might run into another bump in the road. I think Denver might destroy him here. If you look at some of the teams that they play when they played against, I credit Chauncey Billups and what they did over that. It was like a month stretch, but they've struggled against some of the top teams. I mean, you mentioned the 29 to Denver. They lost by 16 to Minnesota with no Ant, 10 to OKC, 22 to Houston, 29 to the Clippers. So you're going against a Denver team who's likely going to get Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Jamal Murray all back. Russell Westbrook still out. They had the longest active win streak in the league. Did
we not do the injury report?
No, it's all good. They've won and covered 5 in a row. 6 wins in a row at home. If you look at the average margin of victory at home in those 6 wins, 35, 9, 12, 25, 24, and 29. And 29 is against Portland. Denver's weakness is defending the 3. Portland can't shoot threes, 27th in 3-point percentage. Portland's got no rim protection without 8 and a Rob. I mean, I know Klingen's there, but I mean, Joker put up 40 against them with 8 in there. So I think Denver runs them out here. The number kind of indicates that. everybody will be to go for Denver minus Russ, which has already been kind of baked into the number. So I like Denver to kind of bury in here.
So running back the injury report, because I didn't say it, we've got for Denver, it looks like Michael Porter Jr. is probably not going to play. But you'll see Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon, no Russell Westbrook, no Peyton Watson. And for the Trailblazers, no Scoot, no DeAndre Ayton, Rob. Let's see, Tom Lord, he is questionable. Yeah, Tom Lord, Rob Williams, questionable. We got Chris Murray, who's questionable. We got Jeremy Grant, who is questionable, but that one is a little up in the, that's like a legit questionable up in the air. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see there. All right. What's next game up? We've got the Los Angeles Lakers on a back-to-back game set playing the Utah Jazz. They beat the Jazz, and it wasn't close that last time in LA, 132 to 113. They ended up covering the 12-point spread. Don't look now, Lonte. Lakers have covered 8 of their last 10 games, really 9 of the last 10, depends what you want to call that push in there, but very, very good numbers for the Los Angeles Lakers recently. And for the Utah Jazz, it hasn't been. They haven't covered in 7 of the last 10 games at all. However, here we are, back-to-back game set. Looking at the injury report, we've got LeBron James, who is probable ankle soreness. We got Austin Reeves, who is probable with the elbow. We've got Luka, who is questionable with the calf injury. We've got Bronny, who is questionable with a forearm injury. DFS is out. Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber all out. For the Utah Jazz, we got Colin Sexton, who is out, and KJ Martin, who is out. All right.
Yeah, I like the Lakers, man.
Yeah, Utah's unserious, bro.
Yeah, man. Lakers one of the hottest teams in the league right now, man. Like 9-1 straight up ATS. Offenses look extremely well. Even before Luka was there, they still were looking good with Christie and AD in the lineup. 120 plus in 6 straight games. They won 5 of the last 7 on the road, so they're winning at home and away from not Staples, Crypto. Luka had the same mix-up as well. 10-12 and 1 ATS at home for Utah. They're going for the sweep. The Lakers are at 3-0 straight up, 1-2 ATS versus them this year. I also like the over. Utah's played in 5 straight overs. Lakers 3 straight and over in 4 of the last 5. I'm sorry. 2 of those 3 meetings did go over. Utah defensively is horrific. They've allowed 125 plus in 4 of the last 5, 130 plus in 3 straight. So Lakers should be able to ride off of that. Luka high still. You had Bron playing defense for the first time since probably like 2012. I think all systems go for the Lakers to blow these guys out. So I'll let it 8.5. I like the over as well.
Yeah, man. I can't take the over because it's back-to-back game. Deja vu rules. Defense comes in on the second game, but I will still take the Lakers. I'm with you there. Lakers have been playing a lot better. Utah's clearly tanking. Very much clearly tanking. Shout out to Danny Ainge again, by the way. All right, here we go. This would have been so fun if nope, I said I wasn't going to joke him on air. Never mind. Let me stop. I almost let it slip. I almost let an AD joke slip. I'm not going to joke AD on air anymore. Here we go. Golden State Warriors are on the road going to play the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas is catching 6.5 at home here. 233 is the total here. Injury report, and Kuminga is the only thing on the injury report for the Golden State Warriors. He's out. For the Dallas Mavericks, I wish that they only had Jonathan Kuminga on the injury report. They have Anthony Davis is out. Daniel Gafford is out. Derek Lively is out. You got Caleb Martin, who is also out. Dwight Powell is also out. PJ Washington is questionable for this game with an ankle injury, and there's a pretty good chance he probably misses it. And then you got Dante Exum, who is questionable for this game as well. So, a lot of small ball in this game. Guess that should be fun. See a bunch of guard play. I think that at some point in this game, there's a possibility that we have 4. in total of both teams, we have 8, potentially 9 guards on the court at one time. Very, very potential that lineup could happen in this game where we see 8 to 9 guards on the court at one time here. What are you doing here with this game, Lonte?
Yeah, first glance, love the over. I want to bet Dallas, but I'm kind of waiting for PJ Washington to get ruled in. I think he's trending in that right direction. Credit to Golden State, man. They've looked good, small sample size. The offense looks a lot more fluid with Jimmy in the lineup. They've scored 125 plus in both of those. Steph is on fire, 4 straight 30-point games. I think he'll probably add another one to this one. I mean, Dallas has been pretty good. 7-3 ATS. They've covered 4 straight. 15-11 ATS at home. Both meetings this year went over. One 35, the other was 228.5, 7 in between. That both teams are over an 8 of 10. I like the offense for both, even with Dallas. Even with Dallas being down, they got depth. I think Christie's been playing well. Dinwiddie's been okay. Najee Marshall is okay as well. Both teams top 15 in 3-point percentage offense. So I think we see a lot of pace. I think we see a lot of scoring. Favorite bet over. PJ Washington, once he gets ruled in, I'll be grabbing Dallas as much as I can.
Yeah, but I think PJ is going to be out, bro. That was an ankle sprain, and he only missed 1 game, and it's about to be the All-Star break. I don't think PJ plays. I think the line is saying PJ's not playing. It's 6.5 at this point. Yeah, I'm rolling with the Warriors. The Warriors at least have Loon. Like, at the end of the day, they still got Loon sitting on the bench over there. And that's probably the biggest of the bigs that is probably in this game at all. So I think that the Warriors going to be able to do it. They look good with Jimmy. I mean, they've been handling business thus far. And I'm going to roll with Warriors here. I think that the Jimmy and the Steph thing, I'm very interested in seeing how it plays out against like actual really, really, really good teams. But Dallas is really, really beat up here. And it's not just the big pieces for Dallas. It's also the depth pieces as well. And it's going to add, you'll see some Jaden Hardy in here where Jaden Hardy could have a good offensive game, but he's not going to do anything for you defensively at all. Like, right to Jaden Hardy. But just that's my point. It's not a lot of depth on Dallas at all anymore. So, yeah, I'm with Warriors. I think I'm going to just lay the number. All right. Last game of the slate. My boys, the Memphis Grizzlies, on a back-to-back playing the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers are laying 4.5 at home here. 237.5 is the total for the Los Angeles Clippers. Ben Simmons is not expected to play in this game, but he is on the Clippers. And then Ebanks is out as well. All right. And we'll see what's up with Memphis. I don't think anything probably is going to change with Memphis lineup, but we'll see. Maybe they decide to bench people on a back-to-back. Ja is questionable to play any given day, so we'll see what Memphis does with their injury report. Line's 4.5 here for the Clippers. What are you doing?
Yeah, tough game for me, man. These are 2 teams that I want to bet on and not against. They got 2 opposing styles, so whoever can kind of dictate the tempo likely has the advantage. We saw the Clippers dictate that tempo in that first game. They won 114-110 in Memphis on 12-23. But I mean, Memphis, like, man, I've been loving Memphis since the beginning of the year. They won 11 of 13. They're really good on the road. 19-8 ATS. The Clippers 19-9 ATS at home. Like, they're an under team at home. Memphis is an over team on the road. Over team period. Like, so tough game for me. They've also lost Memphis 4 straight versus the Clippers and 2-6 versus them in the last 3 seasons. So this could be a spot where they kind of get up. I wouldn't be inclined to take the points rather than lay them, but it's a complete pass for them.
Clippers been pretty solid at home, but they were just really struggling recently. I was very disappointed in that effort that they had against the Lakers. Where's the standings? Where are these 2 teams in the standings?
Memphis is 2nd. Clippers are 6th, I think.
Interesting. I don't know. I'm really inclined to say Clippers here. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna bet this, but I'll give out Clippers right now. Something tells me that Memphis is going to do something funny with this injury report when they release it. I wish that it came out already. Did it come out? No. Yeah, I wish it came out already. I feel like Memphis is going to do something funny right before the All-Star break on a back-to-back with this injury report. With how many times that we see Memphis just sit people or talk about the ailments that everybody has. This team has been banged up for all season. And I think that'll be enough for the Clippers to go out here and have a good game. Plus, Kawhi is getting back into form, and that's always good for the Clippers here. So, yeah, I'll take Clippers minus 4.5. Not one of my favorite plays, but I'll take it. All right. Let's see here. Let's get into underdog lineup, and let's get out of here, Lonte. That was 15 games. I'll let you go first, sir.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll go. I'll just keep it short and simple. We already went over the games. So for my lock, I'm locking up Brooklyn +3. I think they win it outright as well. So if you want to sprinkle there, I think they can get it done. I mean, they've been playing extremely well. So Brooklyn +3, and I'm gonna go for my dog. I'm gonna go with Washington. I think Washington can get it done at home against Indiana. Yeah, so let's go with Washington. I think they're like +3. Let's see. My bad. I had it right here. They are +385.
All right. That's juicy. I thought that I was going to give out a big dog today, but you took the cake. All right. God damn, it's 15 games. It's so much to choose from. Lock. Let's lay the 9 with the Cavs here in the first half. I'll spare anybody that wants to sweat the fourth quarter of that game when we get back up to the game. I'll spare you. Give me the Cavs to be up double digits in the first half. Very, 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 very good spot for Cleveland here, getting Toronto on a back-to-back, traveling back to Canada. And Toronto isn't good. They're coming off of a win as well. I'm perfectly fine fading Toronto. And they can't score. Cleveland already had a great defense, and then they add DeAndre Hunter, and then they literally made the Minnesota Timberwolves start 0 for 16 for the game. I think that Toronto's going to struggle to score here. So, yeah, give me Cleveland. I'll lay the number in the first half. I like it for the game, but we'll save you any problems with the backups. Give me Cleveland laying the 9 in the first half. They're up double digits by halftime. For my dog, yeah, I tried to not do it, guys. I can't though. Give me the Spurs on the money line, +290. Doesn't sound crazy either because Boston's been giving up huge games like this outright fairly consistently over the past couple of weeks. Maybe they turn around after the All-Star break, and this is probably a wake-up call for them going into the All-Star break, losing to Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs like this. But I trust my guy Devin Vassell. I think De'Aaron Fox is going to carry them in the fourth quarter, and that's really, really what they were missing. So you might see a little back and forth between JT and De'Aaron Fox in the fourth quarter here. Yeah, give me the San Antonio Spurs. Get it done. +290 on the money line. All right. Let's see here. Let's get into underdog. You had Amen RA higher. We're going to throw that in there. I remember you calling that out. Let's see. Amen. We got Amen Thompson higher, 14.5 RA. That's on the slip. I need one. Let's go with Evan Mobley. Who is going to stop Evan Mobley in that game?
Yeah.
What is his 18.5? He can get to 20 in 3 quarters against this Raptors team. And guess what? What if we're wrong? Because some people in the chat like the Raptors. I don't know why, but some people in the chat like the Raptors. So what if we're wrong? If we're wrong, that means we're getting 4 full quarters of Evan Mobley here? Yeah. Yeah, give me Evan Mobley higher, 18.5 points. One more. Let's see. What else do we like? What else can we go to? I do think LeBron has a pretty good day here. But oh no, I did that on another show. That's bad juju. Oh, let's go Wemby.
Yeah. Oh, I can't.
Unless you have anything else. No, I don't. That's fine with me. Or Brunson. People have been talking about Brunson bounce back game.
Yeah, I was thinking
No, let's
about
go Wemby.
Yeah.
You said Brunson?
No, I was thinking about Towns.
Towns? Oh, and just go Cat again for another big game?
Yeah, I was thinking PR. They don't have a ton of. I
It's
think
15 games on the slate. Let's add both.
Yeah, that's cool.
So 39.5 PR. Yeah. Yeah. It's 15 games on the slate. We'll add both. Four-legger. For entry here for Underdog, we got Amon Thompson higher, 14.5 RA. We got Evan Mobley higher, 18.5 points. We've got Victor Wembanyama higher, 22.5 points. Didn't want the rebounds or anything. I'm just going to trust Wemby to go out there and score. And then we've got Karl Anthony Towns to go higher, 39.5 points and rebounds. 10x over there, Underdog Fantasy, $50. It gets you 500 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN, and you can do a flex entry if you want, where it's 1.5x if you hit 3, but it's 6x if you hit 4. But come on, we go for it all around here. We're DGens. All right. Hart. Daniel said he played Hart triple-double and Tatum triple-double today. Wow. That should be fun. Yeah, Hart and assist with Leonard playing. I forgot about that. I gotta play that today too. That's always good. Captain Kirk likes Allen. All right, appreciate it, everybody. With that, Lonte, anything else for the people before we get up out of here?
That's it, man. Best of luck to everybody.
All right, and so with that, he's XX Lonte XX. I am at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow on at SGPN NBA on X. Give us a subscribe in the youtube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast. And with that, that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to end it like this. We are out of here.